for tuning in. This is optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Darth Malgus. A character that was never in the original movie franchise, but has recently gained a lot of popularity amongst Star Wars fans due to several recent video games. And Sideshow has decided to take on the challenge of recreating that CGI character and doing their best to basically make him look like a real-life character. And that's not an easy task to do. But starting things off first, taking a look at the package, you've got a very nice image where it says Star Wars The Old Republic right there at the top with an image of how he looks in the video game. Coming around here to the side, you got Darth Malgus and some flames down there. Really nice image down there. And then a more recent image of him where he's actually wearing his respirator. Absolutely gorgeous packaging on here. The folks at Sideshow really have started paying a lot of attention to detail in terms of the packaging. This does have a magnetic open along the side with a little blurb when you get it actually opened up. Right here giving you a bit of a read up on the character. And then on the opposite side, you have the character himself. And really, this guy looks terrific. But we'll get to that here in a little bit. This is just the packaging portion. So, as I said, the packaging is really nice and definitely gives the feel of a high-end collectible. But we're not here to look at the box, so let's get this guy open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Darth Malgus opened up and out of its packaging. And I honestly cannot tell you how awesome this figure is. Sideshow has done a terrific job on it. Now, starting off first, we're going to take a look at his accessories. And up first, typically, like with a lot of Sideshow releases, we get our fair share of hands. All the hands do have the individual pegs for each hand that you have, which is something that I love. You get this set right here, which really kind of reminds me of how you would pose him if you were going to use, or imagine him using Force Lightning, which is something that Darth Malgus was familiar with using. And I really do like these. All the hands have this really nice glove detail on here with the silver bits here on the back of it. You can see very nice silver bits here on the actual knuckle area, and then you have the extra bit on the back of his palm with a very nice silver and black paint wash on here. I really dig that. You do get both of those. You also do get two more that have the same background on the hands, and then it's more of a force push kind of pose with these ones. You also do get a pair of just closed fisted hands. I have the other fist on the figure right now, and then you have another hand that is used to hold his lightsaber. Speaking of his lightsaber, you do get two, one that is not lit, and I dig this. Malgus really is a figure that's absolutely growing on me because of the uniqueness of him, and his lightsaber really reflects that. Now, for a comparison, here's Malgus's, and then here's the lightsaber of Darth Vader, obviously not lit. You can see that it is a substantially bigger lightsaber than Darth Vader's, and that's not even including these really unique blades that he has on the actual hilt. Just looking at from the bottom to where the lens would be, emitting the actual blade, you can see a substantial increase in size. I absolutely love this, and like I said, the uniqueness of this blade with a really nice paint detail on here as well, with silver on the outside, really gives a very cool look to this, and nicely captures how it looks in the actual video game. Now, you also do get an alternate head. During, I believe, a battle that subsequently caused all of his damage to his body, a lot of explosions and grenades went off, really scarring him, and really speaking to the power and the sheer will of this figure, or character I should say. During the battle, he also had an entire cliff pulled down on him, which essentially broke his body. But he was so filled with rage and anger that he didn't feel any of the pain, and he went after the people that hurt him. The battle was even more severe, and his jaw was busted, and I mean, really messed him up. Now, he does come with the regular head form, but this is the scarred one. You can see absolute gorgeous paint detail on here, and I don't know how well the camera is picking up his eyes. Zooming in as best as I can, that looks terrific. You can see a very nice yellowing of his eyes, giving a very Sith look. And then the paint wash on his actual skin is terrific. Everything on here just looks absolutely beautiful. You see his veins all the way around him. Gorgeous paint detail. And then, because of that damage that he took to his mouth and also his lungs, he required a respirator when he got back and was healed up. This just goes around his mouth like so, and then actually comes around into the back and sort of pegs into the back section, giving the more final look for Darth Malgus. And that just looks wickedly cool and evil. Now, he also comes with his lit up lightsaber. And one thing that I've noticed between the two, comparing it to the Darth Vader one, the coloring I really think is nicer on the Malgus one. Not to say that the Vader one looks bad, but it's a much, I guess, darker look to the actual lightsaber blade itself. And I don't know how well that's going to come across on the camera, but the blade, I think, looks really nice. Now, in addition to the way that these lightsabers are designed, the right hand for Malgus is connected right here, where the thumb and the middle finger meet, so that you can get a much tighter grip when it comes to holding the lightsaber. But as you can see, this is pretty big, so the actual bottom section removes on both the unlit one as well, and get that, come on, go back in there, as well as the lit one itself, so that you can take this, slide it through. There we go. Then bring that back on. And now you have a much tighter grip for him to hold onto his lightsaber. And naturally, he does come with a display stand with Star Wars: The Old Republic with an adjustable cradle on there, so that you can position this how you want and get him to stand nicely. And now we come to the Darth Malgus figure himself. And I honestly gotta say that I am very impressed with how this figure turned out. The design form really looks cool, and I believe that Sideshow nicely captured that look. As you can see, his cape here is also a bit of a cloak where you can pull it over his head. Now, when you come around and you just take it back and put it just like so, the entire outer rim of the cloak itself actually has a wire around it, so you can bring it around and you can really position it and create whatever kind of look you want for them. It's all basically personal preference. And then, as you can see, he does come with, or at least the Sideshow exclusive version, if you get it directly from them, comes with an unscarred portrait. Now, this one does not have any kind of hookup for the actual respirator like the scarred head does. It's just meant to reflect how he looked before he entered into that battle. And then to replace that, it just pops off. It's on a nice little ball joint, and you can see, zooming in, you can see how nice it is. And then, just for a comparison, here are the two sculpts side by side. You can see just how much damage he took on in his actual facial area, but still a very nice sculpt nonetheless. But as you can see around here on the back, he doesn't have the hookup actually for the respirator, which makes sense because, well, he didn't need it for this. So, and for a size comparison, here you have him next to the Sideshow collectible version of Darth Vader. As you can see, Malgus is a little bit shorter, or I guess you could say that Vader is a little bit taller. Both of these characters are human, but obviously Vader is an extremely tall one. But as I said, this portrait is exclusive if you get it through Sideshow Collectibles. If you get it through any other resource, all you do is get the scarred face in addition to the respirator. So using this, because honestly, I really like this look more than anything. Come around here, take this, and just pop that on there. And I mean, that's cool looking. And moving his cape back, now you can see the full body armor, and it looks terrific. All the actual bits on here have a very nice actual battle look to it. Even on the actual chest pieces, there's a lot of scratching and things on there that really just bring this out and make him look like he's been battling for a very long time. The cape is a very nice cape. It's very much like Vader's in regards to how nicely it flows, I think. I love the way that looks. Very unison in how it actually moves around. You can see that it's on the side here hemmed together to give some nice weight to it. Then the actual armor here is meant to give a floating look to it. As you can see, it's not really attached to too much. You come around here to the back of it, getting his cape out of the way, and again, you can see some wonderful detail on the back of his actual body. The actual shoulder armor right up under here is actually attached just via Velcro, so you can, let me pull it off some. It's a little bit tricky to do with his head on, but there's a Velcro strip underneath there so you can adjust it how you want. And then I'll just take this whole, I'm just going to flop this over. It is attached at the front here. And then these shoulder bits actually are on ball joints, so you can position these how you want, get these nice and lifted up. So putting the cape back where it's supposed to be. Here, I'll get this around here, Paul. What am I doing? You can take the actual cape, and again, depending on your personal preference for display, you can take this and let me see if I can get that underneath. There we go. Just angle this down, You can slide this under just like so, and you can have the actual cape coming underneath them like that. Again, and I knocked off his respirator here. Let me get that back on there. So depending on your whatever preference you like for your actual figure, you can get that look, and I really like that. I love that you can bring this over, and like I said, because these are on ball joints, you can actually pose those and even get them looking a little bit higher off the body, which gives them a very cool, unique look. Now for his articulation, getting these out of the way, the head is on a ball joint, as you can see, so you get a nice range of motion with that. The actual neck bit is also on a joint, so you can position that however you really want to. The shoulders move in and out. They move up, down, left, right. You got this little bit right here, which is part of the shoulder armor, or I'm sorry, the upper arm armoring, which is loose from the body. So as you're rotating this around, you can get this positioned in a much more cohesive look, I guess. The elbows bend. Let's see. They bend there. They also rotate. The wrists move. They have the individual pegs, so you can get them moving forward and back. They also do rotate. The waist here, I'm not seeing much waist articulation. Let me get this out of the way and get his actual cradle out of the way. There's not much there. It's all a body armor. So underneath there might be some articulation, but I think it's kind of hidden by the actual outer armor. The legs move in and out, forward and back. Let's see, they bend here at the knee. They also rotate. Both of these knees are very stiff. They do need to get worked in to loosen up a little bit. So definitely when you get this guy, put him through the paces so that you can loosen some of those bits up. These little sections right here are attached via Velcro, so you can position these a little bit better to get them to how you actually like. It's a softer rubber. They rotate at the knee. You can see that the boot is a separate piece, but they rotate down here at the ankle. And then there's a little bit of pivot in the ankle as well, but you're not going to get much because of the boot. But again, look at all the wonderful paint detail on here. It's really sharp. I'm really very impressed with the amount of extra wash that's put on here, and you can see that on the gauntlets as well. It's actually a really sharp painted figure. I'm really very impressed with that. So I really do dig this guy. All the articulation is there that you could possibly want in him. I do apologize. I'm not much of a poser, so I can't really get this guy in a lot of real cool poses to show you. I leave that up to your guys' imagination to be able to do it. There, that's that's about the best that I can do for posing. But this guy really is very nicely done. And I really do think that Sideshow Collectibles has done a wonderful job of capturing that likeness of Darth Malgus from a video game. As I said, it's not easy to do to get some of the CGI looks to look real, and I think they did a great job with it. And at less than $200 for this figure, I believe that you're getting an absolute high quality figure for an outstanding price. You get a lot of different options in terms of posability, and if you go the route of Sideshow Collectibles to get this, you get an alternate head. So you really can recreate just about anything that you want in terms of a display. So if you are a Star Wars fan, specifically a fan of the Old Republic and Darth Malgus, I highly recommend picking this figure up. They really have done a tremendous job with it. So if you are interested in getting this guy, go and click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to Sideshow Collectibles where you can pre-order this today. And it's set to start processing and shipping on January 2nd. So until next time, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Keep in touch with me. Find out recent purchases as well as all upcoming video reviews all at facebook.com/teambotimus, and follow me over on Twitter at twitter.com/optibotimus. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.